So with this pandemic keeping us inside our homes, a famous local art fair is going virtual this year. Art in the Park is holding an 8-day exhibit which will showcase the works of dozens of artists. And to tell us more about this year's event, we have with us the co-founder of Art in the Park, Trickie Lopa. Trickie, good evening. Welcome to The Final Word.
Hi, Rico. Thanks for inviting us.
Since 2006, you've had 14 editions. I've maybe attended about 3 or 4 over the past decade. But I like strolling in the park. Will I be able to stroll in this one with Art in the Park now going virtual?
Unfortunately, we're all going to miss the park. You know, Art in the Park is my favorite day of the year. I really look forward to it. And it was such, I was so sad when we had to cancel it a week before. We were hoping to just postpone it, but of course, world events have overtaken us. And it looks like we have to utilize another platform to bring art to art lovers out there, and also to allow our local artists to showcase their wonderful work.
But Trickie, usually Art in the Park is just one day and it's usually held on a Sunday. But now it's over 8 days. Why did you decide to extend it all the way to more than a week?
Well, we figured people are staying at home these days. Artists really put a lot of effort to make all this work available. Our galleries, our participants, they were so happy to come on board when we said we would try to do Art in the Park online. And we felt we just have to do justice to all the hard work everybody's put in. And it's also a good way to really push Art in the Park as a place to discover, sort of like a treasure hunt, to see what artists are doing out there. So we felt 8 days is great. You really have time to browse and appreciate the works, and see if you like it or if you don't like it, and there.
Discover up-and-coming artists, potentially maybe some gold mines out there, new artists who will be really popular in maybe 5 to 10 years. But a question is, how do we navigate this Art in the Park online?
These days, people are familiar with Amazon, people are familiar with Lazada, people are familiar with Shopee. So it's really just a matter of clicking onto our website, which is artinthepark.ph. Everything will go live on Monday, and it's like a storefront. You have different galleries there with their own pages, I guess, shop fronts, and you just see what they have on offer.
And will there be
really
live talks, maybe even live events or auctions over the 8 days of Art in the Park online?
Yes, of course. Actually, the website, the storefront is one aspect of the fair. Our social media pages are going to be very active with live events. We're very happy because our sponsors came on board, BPI and Globe Platinum, so they're hosting a lot of live events with us. We're going to be having a virtual tour, a privileged behind-the-scenes tour of the studio of Richard Cabral, who's our featured artist. We will be going to his hometown of Vigan, and he's going to be showing us his own studio and talking about his art process. We will also be having live sessions for kids, hosted by Robert Alejandro, very popular. So it's like after homeschool activities. It's 5 p.m. every day also.
Wow.
And then we will be showcasing a piece called Garrapata Hatchery by a very popular artist, Dex Fernandez, using his alter ego Garrapata. He's going to show us how he's created a 22-foot long work on paper, which will also eventually be available for sale in the site.
Wow, a lot of revelations for Art in the Park online starting this Monday, the 10th, all the way up until the 17th. But when you started 14 years ago, what was really your goal for Art in the Park?
Yeah, actually, Art in the Park came about as a community event to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of the Salcedo Community Market, which Lisa Periquet and I also helped conceptualize. And at that time, we were also new active members of the Museum Foundation of the Philippines. And so we felt it was a great way to meld our two interests, help out the Museum Foundation raise funds for its mission of raising awareness for the National Museum, and also celebrate a community, the Salcedo community. And now it's its own event, and it's a much anticipated date in the art calendar.
And
Yes,
Trickie, I wanted to ask you as well, you are also the organizers of Art Fair Philippines, which is held every February of the year, right? And
Yes.
it's still 6 months away, but you know, it may still be difficult to mount this kind of event with no vaccine in sight. So are you planning a similar concept of Art Fair Philippines online, just like Art in the Park?
You know what? We've not made any final decisions. Actually, the art fair takes about a year, 10 months to a year in planning. So if we start now for February, already delayed. So it looks like the physical event as we know it may not happen in February, but what we're actually going to do, we're still discussing, and maybe we'll get through Art in the Park first before we actually decide what to do about Art Fair Philippines.
Well, we're looking forward to Art in the Park this coming August 10 with more than 50 galleries, dozens of artists, and thousands of art pieces to discover. Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. Art in the
Thank
Park
you.
co-founder Trickie Lopa.